Gamers Mangkuk is so stupid, and I love every bit of it. Hey there, I'm Sidhart Joe Dev, and this is what I think of Gamers Mangkuk. This series, directed by Hairul Anwar and cooked up by the incredible combo of Hasham Hashim, Banun Wahida and Haris Amno, is putting esports right at the center of the action. Well, for starters, it's breaking the mold of your typical Malaysian drama. Instead of this usual love triangles or somebody stealing somebody's husband or family feuds, Gamers Mangkuk dives into this world of competitive gaming. It's like they took what's happening right now in the world with gamers becoming superstars and turned into a killer storyline. Now, picture this. In 8 episodes, the writing is on point, blending the ups and downs of esports with the real life drama these characters are dealing with. Now, the best part of the script and screenplay, it's pure dumb comedy. Gamers Mangkuk is the kind of series that you don't need to think a lot. You don't need to think about anything. You just leave your brain aside and just watch the series. You play the series in the background and you still get a kick out of it while doing your laundry, cooking your dinner, or pretending it's, to do something else. It's like the perfect background noise when you're doing something else. You won't even miss a single laughter even if you're focused on doing something else, because this series doesn't require attention like that. The writing of the series is deliberately over the top with situations that'll have you shaking your head like, what the fuck is going on? It's like they took all the cliches of esports drama, tracked them up to 11, and then they just let it all loose. The characters are quirky, the humor is slapstick, and the whole thing is so delightfully dumb that you can't help but you will actually laugh. And the best part, you don't need to be a gaming expert to enjoy this series. They've kept it simple, serving up comedy without expecting you to understand the gaming strategies or how it works. It's like a comedy from everyone, like from a hardcore gamers to the folks who enjoy something from the 90s. You all can watch this series. I don't know anything about gaming. I just watched. The writers have done a kick-ass job at writing such a simple, heartfelt comedy that makes you feel good. It's a very relatable, very young, very, very fresh. They're not trying hard to write smart lines or sarcastic comebacks like most comedy sitcoms. My favorite thing about this series though is like how both personal and professional lives of these gamers are written perfectly and deeply entrenched in the Malaysian culture. They are not trying to be white. They are just Budak flat from Ampang or Kepong, like it's a very Malaysian story. And the writers must have had a blast coming up with this dialogue, especially when it comes to, quirky characters in Gamers Mangkuk. Whether it's their banter during the game sessions or their absurd conversation about life, every line feels like a punchline. What's so great is that they didn't shy away from poking fun at the gaming world itself. The dialogues are like hilarious commentary on sometimes ridiculous nature of the esports culture. It's a mix of satire and slapsticks that keeps this series hilarious. And what makes this series a lot more better is actually the dialogue delivery by the cast. The way they bring these lines to life is just comedic magic. The timing, the expression, everything just clicks. They have the silliest dialogues, and it's like delivered with the right comedic touch, it becomes funny. The direction of this series is mostly good, but if there's one major problem is that it's kind of inconsistent. I do feel the director did not go all out to tell the story of all 5 gamers here. Personal stories of Napi, Tham and Lee are very elaborate and they're told very well. But when it comes to Maya and Tiban, they've sort of been, they've been sidelined, massively sidelined, I would say. In earlier episodes, we were told that something horrific happened to Maya, like her father sexually assaulted her or something, but it was never mentioned or shown again much later in the series. The director didn't take us through that story. So Maya's past life is like a question mark for all of us. My question is, if you're not going to go down there again, then why did you introduce the problem? It's like weird, right? In episode 1, we see her being sexually assaulted, and then till episode 8, it's as if this incident never happened. You never speak about it. So the inconsistency in Maya's character is bloody evident. Secondly, with Tiban, the 5th member to join the team. In earlier episodes, we are told that Tiban doesn't resonate well with stressful environment or whatsoever, where he will pass out. That seems like a serious issue. But towards the end of the series, this is not a thing anymore. It's like brushed under the carpet like everything else. Again, why would you introduce things that you're not going to take forward? But what's worse than that is Tiban's character, I feel, is reduced to just a diversity casting, I feel. In most episodes, though he's clearly in the scene and as a part of the team, he's not shown properly. He's always thrown to the side. He's not given dialogues. He had to work a lot with facial expressions, only making him look like a mute character. The number of times I had to tell myself that he is not mute, he's just not given a dialogue. Like, why would you have a character exist in your series if you're going to sideline to this extent? He was the only one who didn't have a strong backstory or character development for that reason. On a serious note though, this actually does happen a lot to Indian characters. Now take Astro Originals Riot, the Indian band member Cathy, played by Tammy Anandan, also had a similar portrayal where even though she's a part of this band, she had to work with minimal dialogues, making her look like a mute character. Or last year's release War on Terror, KL Anarchy, where despite being a part of the team, the Indian police officer, Sasi, had only one dialogue, making him look like a mute character as well. Do you see a pattern here? So much so, when the gamers Mangkuk are in the final battle and they are coming out to the arena in slow motion shot, there were close-up shots of every single actor entering, but they didn't show Tiban walking in and out. He is the part of the team. Why are we not showing Tiban? This is the kind of inconsistency the series is actually struggling with. There are some things said and done here that might offend some people or not, because this is a comedy and today the line between what's acceptable and not in a comedy is very, very blurry. So if you want to take offense, you will find things said or done here triggering you. If it does, go for a therapy. The maker's not responsible for your mental health, but you are. PSA. The lead cast, played by Amir Anaf, is the smooth talker of this crew, hitting on every girl he likes. Amir brings this homeboy charm that is just too good to resist. He gives this pro gamer vibe as a pro player, at the same time the smooth talking side, but also there's a very genuine homeboy vibe that makes you root for the guy, like your friend. Next, you have Nabi, played by Taufik Ismail. Whether he's owning the gaming arena or dealing with his mother, Ismail's performance as Nabi is a laugh riot. That's impossible to ignore. Ismail has this effortless way of making even the simplest line land as punchlines. The scenes with Napi and his mom together, it's a whole other level of hilarity. The chemistry between Ismail and his mother, Hajamuna, played by Khatija Tan, is electric. Their interactions are funny as hell, and you can't help but crack up at all the absurdity, all the stupid dumb conversations they're having whenever Napi is trying to explain his gaming to his mom or getting caught in some wild stuff. There are scenes that are to die for between the mother and son. Then you have Nick Davis playing Lee, a character that adds depth and sensitivity to the series. In a world of gaming and comedy, right, Nick shines as this responsible, compassionate guy who's dealing with some real life struggles. His performance brings an emotional authenticity to the character, making Lee relatable and sympathetic. His performance is a refreshing departure from the typical gaming series, adding a layer of realism and relatability to the people who are watching. It's so much better than what he did in Pendatang, quite honestly. Maya, portrayed by Sarah McLubis, undoubtedly has potential to stand out, as a character, because Sarah brings this vibrant energy to the character, Maya, but the character seems to be lack of depth and development that it doesn't really shine. Sarah is committed to her role, but her character's storyline doesn't really give you enough opportunities to show her talent or her abilities on screen. Satiswaran as Tiban has a great presence on screen, but the writing of the character might not have done justice to his potential. Josia Hogan as Slayer, Nadia Bryan as Alia forms a dynamic and hilarious duo that add so much comedy to the series. Now, their chemistry, their comic timing, they create moment that stands out, and they don't really do a lot of serious comedy. It's just dumb stuff. Portrayal of this Slayer, this famous esports player, the streamer, brings a larger than life personality to the screen. His exaggerated expression, though very limited, the dynamic between Slayer and Alia becomes a comedic highlight in the series.
Ada benda nak pitch dengan dia. Set sekarang. Okay! Cepat!
You kemas eh?
Hai, tengah marah ni!
Dia kemas!
Ya! Ingat tak balik kemas!
I actually really love watching both of them together. You also have Khatija Tan playing Hajamuna, nothing short of comedic gem. Khatija's performance brings so much joy to the series. She has this perfect balance of authoritative figure and also this comedy person. Her expression, her witty dialogue delivery, it contributes a lot to the comedy tone of the series. Her character contributes to the overall heartwarming dynamic of the series, showcasing the importance of mentorship and guidance in the journey of young gamers. I really love the way they write.
Dah kenapa mak ni?
Aku patut syariah. Kenapa macam you nak tinted ni?
Tak lepas dia PJ ni.
Now let's talk about Alloy Paradox and Nas Sally, which I think is the right way to pronounce their name. These two turn the intensity of esports into a full-blown comedy show, exaggerated reaction and absurd dialogues. They bring this silliness to the MPL broadcast. Every time they're on stage, it's a riot. I love them on series. You also have Takim Zaki playing Along, Kase Izwandi playing Madness, Siti Irina playing Fox, Emilia Christie playing Wee, and Louisa Chong playing June. They all are wonderful actors. Over the top, yes, but that's what the series requires, These are not just supporting actors. They do a good job and you remember them for the rest of the series. Great casting, quite honestly. Let's talk about the look and feel of Gamers Mangkuk. The camera crew nailed it, making every scene pop with energy and style. First of all, when they dive into this gaming action, right, the camera angles are like a roller coaster ride. They capture every move, every intense moment, making you feel like you're right there in the stadium watching this esports showdown. And you know what's cool? The way they blend the virtual gaming world with the real life drama. Seamless transition between the gaming screens and the character's reaction adds a whole new layer to the storytelling. It's like they are showcasing you two worlds at once, and it just works perfectly. Now the lights, colors and vibes, the cinematography nails it all. Whether it's the electric energy of the gaming tournament or the softer tones in the emotional beats, they've got the visual game lock. To sum it up, Gamers Mangkuk isn't your typical gaming series. It is a total laugh fest. Like I said, it's just like a feel-good dumb comedy, like something like Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Modern Family. Not to that extent, of course, but it's there somehow. So, on the scale of 1 to 10, Gamers Mangkuk is... I really hope there will be season 2. Watch all episodes on Astro now.
Thank you for watching the video. If you would like to watch more reviews and podcasts and a lot more fun stuff, we are KAYPOH on all platforms.